Putting hands on people out here. We laughing, having fun, giving you some game. Letting y'all know we back on this shit and back to the game. You already know this lump and this BD show. We gonna bust y'all ass out. Get ready to go. Hey,
Get it.
welcome
Welcome.
back from your Thanksgiving smack.
Absolutely.
Everybody, I'm sure, ate some good turkey and dressing.
I didn't.
Me neither. Welcome back, guys. This is the Raw, the Memes and Lump Show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I missed you, brother. I missed
you
you.
too, sis. I miss you
That's
too.
it.
I
It's
got
good to be
home.
back.
It is. So
How was your Thanksgiving? We weren't together for everybody that didn't know. We were
No.
not together for Thanksgiving.
First time in a while, too.
Absolutely. We always together, stuck at the hip, like most people say.
Hey, that's what they say. It was good. I tell you what, it was really good to see family. Gotta
That's
give a
it.
big shout out to Sue, my grandma. She did
Hey,
She
sunshine.
did her damn thing, as always. She
That's
get
it.
down in that kitchen.
Love it.
And just to see her, see my family, see my mom. So I surprised my mama ass.
Did
right?
you?
Yeah. So I didn't ask for a ride when I got there. I got an Uber.
Okay.
So when I pulled up to Sue house, Ricky and my mama was standing in the front yard. So you know how paranoid my mama ass is. If don't nobody know, she's paranoid. She new cars, new anything.
Pulling up. Who the hell are
She
you?
getting the hell out of Dodge, right? So now we pull up, and the van open, the trunk, right? So when they open the trunk, she pushed Ricky off the porch like, go.
Run.
Right. So I get out the van, and then I get out, and she looked at me, and she was like, "Stink? Oh hell no! Where you come from?" And I'm laughing. I'm just like, I'm here. You didn't tell me you was coming. I know. I like to
That's
definitely like to
surprising.
surprise my family a lot.
That's because they love your little stinking ass.
Exactly. And then I don't like to let everybody know when I'm coming, but at least a few people know and a heads up.
Don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing.
That's what my grandma told me. So this time my grandma was one hand that known, and everybody else was the other hand that didn't
Yes.
know.
Last time I went with you and she didn't know, we almost got a whooping. I'm glad I wasn't there this time. Or you informed the right person, either or. But I'm just glad it turned out nice.
She feel like she's supposed to be informed every time, and not every time. I like to surprise you too.
That's it.
But she's still sunshine, and she's still doing her normal do.
Light in my life, sunshine.
How was your Thanksgiving, sis?
It was non-eventful. I was home. My girls they were with their daddy, so it was just basically me. Chill with my homegirl and just got some sleep in. You know me. We didn't have homework, so I didn't do that. I watched some football. Glad the Cowgirls lost.
Yes.
I, just hung out, got some rest. I think it was more of a reboot. You need to relax, relate, and release. I think that's where I am or where I was.
Okay.
I did talk to family and wished everybody happy Thanksgiving and was doing my due diligence at trying to be a better person and keep my mind focused. I had a brain fart a couple weeks ago, so just to keep my life right and keep hope alive. But it was good. I have a lot to be thankful for. I can tell you that.
Definitely, and we definitely got to send it around the table to ask anybody what they were thankful for. So I definitely got to get some of that in.
That's what's up.
Just surprise the family with the next things that's in line for me down here.
That's it.
Let them know that graduation's coming soon.
That's it. My brother getting it.
I'll be number 2 of the family.
Hey,
number 2 of the family. So that's
a
good feeling. That's a good feeling.
It should be because you worked hard.
I did.
You did. I watched you. You kept me focused.
Yes.
You did it.
Of course, we didn't get to talk about a few events that happened.
Right. We weren't able to get last weekend.
We apologize.
I got back. It was more my fault. Not fault, but the way my traveling plans worked out. I got back from Atlanta pretty late last week. But in all, we have a good show planned. I have some questions. We have some things to talk about.
Definitely.
We actually have a special guest coming, but we're gonna hold off on that for right now. So tell me about State. Tell me what happened there. I wasn't there last week.
So what happened at State is that my damn iPhone got ran over. That's what the fuck happened at State.
Woo.
That's what happened at State.
If anybody is with Lump, if you're with Lump in the future and you hear elevator music and you're not on the elevator, it's his phone. Just know it's him. Yeah, 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 yeah. So get it, 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 get it. I like the beat. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Yeah. Where that would come from? I like that button.
It's been on there, but
I like it.
State was good. A lot of competition. Big shout out to all the state winners,
Absolutely.
the runner-ups, the participants. It was live.
That's it.
I told you that 500 division is on something crazy.
Listen, them little babies.
That division had at least both 500 boys, 500 girls.
Separate.
Separate. They are separate. At least 15 to 20 in each one of those by itself.
Now, I bet the girls was better because you boys have issues.
Oh, because the girls was, back on point again. Yes. It was live. It was
Get it,
live.
girls, girl power.
I got to watch one of Mike Palomo's students fight Vito's son and actually be a judge of that.
Little baby bear.
Yeah.
Little cub.
And he's going to be a monster.
I can believe it. His daddy.
If Vito think he got something.
On his son.
If Leo think he got something.
Well, let me tell you something. He do got a daughter. And the daughter going to beat up the little brother because I'm going to make sure. Oh, watch it.
This one's going to be a...
I just need to talk to Rosie. So Rosie will let me train him. I train her, excuse me.
No, Vito, keep doing what you're doing. Mike Palomo, keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Y'all boys lit that division up. For shit, sure, they lit that division up.
They coming from great homes and great foundations. So I get it.
And actually, like all the fighting divisions, I had to say at least had 5+ in each one of them. If I had to average it out, it was at least 10.
So it's very entertaining.
It was very entertaining.
That's what's up.
That was on Sunday.
Saturday. Wait a minute. The tournament was Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
The tournament was Saturday, Sunday. The seminar from the Gypsy team was on Friday.
Ah, got you. I didn't know Gypsy did a seminar. Yes. The whole team?
Yes. From what I saw on the pictures, yes.
Okay.
Well, majority of the squad anyway.
They have a lot to teach.
Because Chance is in the cast right now.
That's right, with his hand. I saw that when he was at, what was that? Pan Am's.
We was at Diamonds when he did it.
Oh, okay. And in fighting, who did he hit?
Who did he hit hard?
I don't know. He from Texas. He hit everybody hard.
Somebody he hit hard. I don't know if he fought Avery and tried to hit Avery hard or somebody he fought.
Wow.
And he crunched that hand real good.
I thought it was at Pan Am's. That was when I saw him on video with it in a sling.
Do you remember him asking for ice at Diamonds?
No, I don't.
They were sitting at the big long table down in the front, in the lobby where they having drinks.
No, sir. Oh, actually, I do.
He asked for some ice.
He did. I didn't know it. He did. He actually got up and almost got it himself. They took too long. I think I remember. No, I didn't know it was for his hand. I thought it was for a drink.
So now he has pins and.
He had surgery.
Oh, yeah. Chance had to have a real surgery.
Yes. Oh, I did not know that. My condolences. I've been there for surgery, so I know that's serious. You gotta remember what kind of gloves we got on out here. Well, when you punch like Texas and swinging like Karina and Serena and Katrina and Ike and everything like a natural disaster, I've seen Chance hit some people.
Me too.
So I know he packs a punch. He does. He absolutely does. So my condolences, brother, and hopefully you have a speedy recovery. It's towards the end of the season, so it's not great to be injured, but it's a good timing to be injured. It gives you time to heal, and then you can start the year off fresh. So I hope you have a speedy recovery.
Definitely. So Saturday, it was pretty much junior black belt weapons, junior black belt forms, adult black belt weapons, adult black belt forms, adult black belt point fighting.
Okay.
Went on Saturday, and then
what kind of fighting went on Saturday? Point continuous
fighting,
teams.
Point fighting. There was no adult teams, but they did have junior team girls. They did have junior team boys.
Okay.
Big shout out to that because that shit was live too for the finals. But so Saturday we had point. We had one lightweight that was Tice.
Okay. Gypsy.
18 plus, or 18 and 30, 18 and 34, whatever it is. 18 plus one lightweight Tice. Middleweight had Christopher Beto.
Okay.
Alex,
I think is he kickstart? He's new to Texas.
Well, he's new to Texas and he's been training at Donnays. But I'm not going to call him PTKO.
Right, because it's just somewhere to work out,
Yeah.
and he's just training there. Okay.
And Danae haven't and certified him yet to be that.
Understood.
You know.
Understood. You just
So
can't walk into people's houses and act like you're a member of it.
I know.
It's all good. I don't know, but I'm just telling you
Yeah.
about us and out here. So
Yeah. So
yes, I understand it.
you know Mr. Petway, you know.
Yes, sir.
You just because you come and you work out on Thursday don't mean that
A member.
you squatted up.
Correctly. You pay a mat fee like everybody else.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
We had him, and then we had a guy from Bushido, Devontae.
Bushido.
Yes.
In San Antonio?
San Antonio.
Correct. Okay.
We had him who's still a brown belt, remind you. But it's no underbelt adults.
Okay, correct.
That can really give him the push that he needs to get to the hump and get prepared for the black belt. So we had him in there, and I think J Dog jumped in. J Dog and Alex was the first fight, single elimination for that. Alex won. Then Alex fought Devontae. Well, no, Alex fought Chris Beto, I think, first, and beat Chris Beto, and then Alex fought J Dog, beat J Dog, and then he fought Devontae. And first fight, Alex got disqualified for breaking Devontae's nose, but Devontae couldn't continue, so they automatically awarded Alex the win. When you got home, remember I asked you a question about Super Grands back in the day.
Yes, sir.
On double elimination fighting.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not telling nobody to change their rules. Alex, a win is a win, so don't take it like that. But I like to know more in depth of rules, so when we do run into situations, we don't wait 30 minutes on figuring out what the answer is going to be.
Right.
Because we did have to wait a lot of time in between for them to figure out how the disqualification was going to go and which way it was going to go. But it automatically, Bushido felt if his guy wasn't going to continue, then he wasn't going to stop Alex from moving forward.
Okay.
So we are already established that. But
yes, sir.
Rules wise, me in a double elimination event or a fight where it's double elimination.
Yes, sir.
And I cause injury to someone, nose break, tooth knot, anything to where I get disqualified.
Yes, sir.
Do I automatically lose from there? Boom, or is that just one loss because of the double elimination?
Well, I can say I'm gonna give you the rules that I've seen before in the past, and then I'll give you my own opinion type thing. In the past with NBL only, I'm not sure how NASCAR ran at the time, but I was more of an NBL.
NBL was the only ones really with a double elimination event too.
Okay, so, Super Grands, correct. Okay, so at that moment, at that time, back in the day when we were doing NBL, if you were to get disqualified, it meant at one point, it meant that you were disqualified, one loss. As things evolved and the rules changed, and I want to say they changed rather quickly. That when you would get disqualified, that was both losses. That meant you were out of the tournament completely. My opinion is it should be determined on the injury.
Yes.
If you are disrespectful, you do it in a aggressive, belligerent, intentional manner, then yes, you need to be escorted out of the tournament. If it is something to where you do it, and we all know accidents happen. Yes, we fight hard, but not everyone at every moment is trying to do something intentional. Yes. So just like football, you have foul or penalties that are 5 yards. You have the same penalty that is 15 yards. I think that it should be gauged by the judges on a decision, like you call a point. The best majority wins. That's just what I think and what I see.
And how long between the judges should it take for them to come up with a decision?
You should have a time frame. I don't think it should be 5 minutes. I think it should be within the first minute or two. If you can't make the decision, just like fighters like this have speed calls, not waste their time. When you have a incident where the action stops, I think that you should have a speedy decision. And that's to keep the fighters ready and the action going. Give them a minute. Anything longer than a minute, call an arbitrator. That arbitrator From what I've experienced, they normally can make a quick decision
They
once
are
they
going
get
to.
the judge's opinion. They understand what happened in that specific situation. They can make a speedy decision. So I think it should take no longer than a minute to a minute and a half. And anything longer than that, then that's when it becomes wasted time, because that's long. Anything longer than a minute and a half, minute and 45 seconds, that's an entire fight for us. 2 minutes. You can get cold. Your body can shut down. You can have brain farts. That's my favorite one. You can have brain farts at that time. So I don't think you pausing the action should be anything longer than a minute to a minute and a half. And that's for a very detailed, unique situation.
Y'all heard that.
Thank you very much.
Y'all heard that.
That's just my opinion and what I
Of
think.
course, and that's all I was asking for, George, because I feel like one, it should definitely be a speedy call with it. I think holding off and debating between judges
Mhm.
on which way it is, or no, it didn't look excessive, or it looked excessive to me. You
Well,
guys
you
know.
should let that person have their opinion. You shouldn't try to persuade
Yes,
or change. If someone, it's just like if you make a call, that call needs to be at that moment. And that moment is your decision. And if you have a judge I'm sorry, not a judge, but someone that gives you their opinion. And then me as a center or another corner tells that person, no, it didn't happen like that. That's influencing.
influencing.
That is you trying to sway what they saw or give your opinion on their angle. And I don't think that's fair. When you make your first statement, you have to stand behind it. You have to make sure what I saw, this is what I saw, this is what my call. Even if you didn't see it, you didn't see it. If you saw it, but you were wrong, still stand behind what you call, because that's what happened. So anybody that wants to persuade, give their decision, or their opinion, or even debate on what happened, to me, that's trying to persuade someone to call your way or influencing a judge.
For sure, I like that.
Yes, that's me and what I think. It's just my opinion as a fighter and a judge now, because I definitely enjoy judging. That's it.
I know you got some topics you want to get ready to give me some.
I do.
Jones
I
on.
do.
Lady, go!
Yes, fight.
I know it's been some shots fired.
I did.
Shots fired.
I do. I have a few things to say. It's really questions. And when I say questions, it's more of I want to know other people's thoughts
talk
and
to me.
opinions.
I got 100 thoughts and opinions.
Well, my first question is, and anybody that hears this, whenever you hear it and you have an opinion, please post it, send it
write
to
it.
me on Facebook. If you have my number, text it to me. If you don't have my number, your best bet is to get through me.
If you
Get
got
to
YouTube,
me.
comment on there.
Yes, absolutely. Any way that I can see it and verify it, because I do want opinions and I do want to know what other people think outside of my opinion and yours. I have my question is one of my questions, the first one is, when does intimidation become disrespectful? I'm all about intimidation. I am. Um, I think that sometimes intimidation, it can be your first point. It can give you that lead. It can give you that dictation. It can do something for you to give you that balance. Most of the time, I think that everybody's balanced. If you're at a situation to where we meet in a division, we're balanced. At any time or at all times, I want to go in more confident. I want to go in thinking I am the one that's going to come out on top. And so my next step after thinking that and going through my process is I want to try to see that person and give them some type of intimidation and make them understand that I'm very confident and I'm here.
All right.
What are you going to do? But at what point does that become disrespectful in your opinion? Or is intimidation disrespectful?
I don't think intimidation is disrespectful. I think it is a good strategy game to competitors, period. What becomes disrespectful is the talking, the crying, the complaining, the holding the fight up, or whining about the point didn't score on you, or telling the judges they didn't see your call or smacking your lips like a what?
Absolutely.
I think then now then I feel like we touched a disrespectful level. I think you're trying one disrespect your instructor, your coach, who's ever there in the chair for you, because that's I always felt like that's their job. Their job is to heckle the judges, heckle the coach in the other chair.
Yes, sir.
I don't think at no point do the fighters supposed to think of anything else besides that fight. I don't think that talking to somebody, all in somebody's face, taunting people. I think that's disrespectful.
Yes,
I
agree.
I just feel like in the fight you don't really have to say anything.
Understood.
Your kicks and punches do all the talking.
You're fighting. The way you
fighting,
perform.
your angles, your defense, your all that does the talking. All that says who you are. When you have to feel like you got to say I'm the shit or I'm the man in here. When you have to do that, then you know right then you're not the man there. You're trying to build your confidence up to feel like you really are the man at the event. But disrespect, ooh, it comes in a lot of forms, Mimi. It comes in a lot of forms.
It does.
Definite when you got them stopping the fight to feel like what you called is invalid, or the rules that you're going by is not the same rules that they are going by.
And when you say they are, you're referring to the judges.
The judges. If I'm the competitor and I stop the fight to tell that judge that that's not the rule here.
Okay.
Then that's disrespectful.
Understood.
That's very disrespectful because we go by the same rules damn near at every tournament.
Absolutely. Only a couple change.
Really different besides the ground fighting, the coach's timeout, the 2-point body kick.
Yes, sir.
The total points, the 7 points. All that is still
it's the same. We fought the same rules our entire karate point fighting lives.
So nothing changes. The thing changes between the running out of bounds, the exiting, things like that. Where you start the fight from.
Yes, sir.
Growing.
Yes, sir. Elevation. The more you move up. Yes, sir.
So I definitely think when you have to stop and get in the judge's face and tell them that that's not the rules or things like that, I think that you definitely have crossed the line of disrespect.
Understood.
To your instructor, to your coach, to that judge, to the other judges in the ring,
to the kids that are watching around the ring.
The main people are those kids and parents that are sitting there watching.
The spectators
who stood by to watch us black belts compete.
Who we preach to every day in underbelt class about discipline, respect, confidence, and integrity. And don't use certain 4-letter words. Can't. Don't use words cheating. Things like that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I understand and I agree. So, I totally understand.
I think that, and then of course your opponent, then you're disrespecting them.
Yes.
Because who's there to fight, you're now holding them up from fighting, competing to try to make your point or prove your point. And if your point is not really legit valid, then you really just made an ass of everybody.
Yourself and the rest of the black belts that are there.
Exactly.
And that's when karate becomes, it's not fun anymore.
No.
It changes the whole energy, the whole spirit of the competitiveness. Because competitiveness, it definitely is different than intimidation. And then it is also definitely different than being disrespectful. Because I'm a competitor at everything that I do. I always want to win, be noticed, or be in the top running. And certain things, when you take away from that competitiveness by being a sore loser or a whiner or whatever it is you are in a negative manner, it takes away from that fun. Mm-hmm. It takes away from you being a competitor. It takes away from your performance.
And speaking of, I had a few chances to fight Raymond Daniels.
Yes, sir.
One of the best.
Yes, sir. I've been there. I was watching him.
Yeah, one of the best of our point fighting world, who's went on to do some bigger things. And as time went along, when I was on the team with Ray, it was cool to hear him say, after he said his prayer, he get up and he's talking about whoop his ass.
Yes.
It was cool then when I'm sitting on the side with him. But at the
listening to it.
At the time, sitting across from him, I felt very disrespected. Especially
Understood.
The last time, it was like, motherfucker, you're not finna whoop my ass.
And I can see that it wasn't directed towards you personally. No. It was him getting his own self in his mind game to be focused, to do what he wanted and knew at that moment, because everybody should go in confident. If you're not confident about winning every time, you shouldn't even be there. So I know and should understand his thought. I'm going to whoop your ass because I'm confident I am who I am. But then I can also understand the disrespect because you are who you are. You deserve to be there. You were going to be there. And ultimately, you came out on top.
Yes.
So I can understand it on both sides. Yes. Thank you for that one.
No, and that's just an example,
Yes, sir.
And like I said, I in my mindset, being the fighter across from, I'm looking like, oh no, you disrespectful punk. Let's get it now.
Yes.
But then again, when I was sitting over there, I also knew what he meant. Be going into the fight.
Right.
I grew up watching Ray.
Absolutely.
My first Super Grands, I watched this man with his heel cut, his eye cut open, and he's still winning world titles.
Absolutely.
Like 98 Super Grands. So I've been watching Ray forever. I remember when he came to Bluegrass 99 and he hit somebody with a cartwheel and everybody was like, oh no, you don't get no point for that.
You can't do it. That's NBL fighters.
I watch Ray. So I know him as a person. I know him outside the ring. I know him inside the ring. But at the time, being that fighter, I felt disrespected. Like, you just disrespected me as a fighter.
Absolutely.
So that's just my thoughts on it.
Absolutely. When I thought about this question myself, I had to think about what I've done in the past for my own intimidation. And I know that at a certain level, especially going from junior girls moving up to adult women, making that transformation, I can honestly say that I was disrespectful, but I didn't mean it to be disrespectful in the same manner that you just said. I was moving up. I knew and saw what would happen to women. Yeah. I'm sorry, with girls, because when you move up to women's divisions, you're technically still a girl. I felt like one.
Young lady.
Absolutely. A young lady still trying to grow and develop. The things that I did moving up, I heard things. She's not gonna last. She was good in juniors, but not adults. When you move up, I'm gonna beat you up like you want to beat the other. So it was, you're gonna give me, and I didn't even look at it as disrespect necessarily. I looked at it as them trying to intimidate me. Them trying to not bully in a bad way, but take control of a division or a scenery that they had already had control of. So I, as a competitor, I looked at it like I was drooling, like, okay, they underestimate me. Not only am I who I am, but I come from this background, Ishmael Robles background. I come from Texas. We're all good in Texas. Everything and everybody going to feel you because we're from Texas. It's just the mentality that I had. So looking at it from moving up, I didn't necessarily see it as disrespect. I fed off of it. And then vice versa, when people or younger girls, junior girls moved up into the adult women's division when I was already there and I felt like I own this division or I own the women. You move up and you want to give those people the same thing that you were given. It's like you're a product of your environment. You want to make sure that they know this is mine. This is home. This is what you want. You got to go through me to get. And what I did and what I said, I didn't mean it to be rude and disrespectful. What I meant it to be is a statement to let you know who I am. Understanding that I am not only a competitor, but I love what I do. I love the competition. I love karate. And if you want to even be in the ring with me to come here and stay here, you're going to have to produce.
Produce.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. I love it.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to spend about 1 minute on this because I told you we got a special guest coming on today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But how do you know when you are you the shit? When it's your time to walk around, like, you supposed to have the crown on, the cape on. Like, who gives you that boom? Who gives you that?
For me, it was me.
Who puts that crown on you?
It was me. Yes, I won tournaments or I would win an event or something to that effect. But me, I never saw and understood what the word humble meant right away in general. And that's because not that I even cared about what it was, but most of the people that I encountered in the beginning of my early years in the adult division would say, you're very humble. And I didn't know what that meant as far as I just want to fight. I want to do this. I want to be out there. I want to compete. I didn't want what I was doing to outweigh my love for karate. I didn't want people to think I'm doing this just because I want to fight or I want to kick and punch people because I'm aggressive or I'm a mean or whatever reasons. I did karate and I do karate still because I love karate. And no, we don't play karate. We actually compete. We practice, we train, we whatever it is that you do in karate for the serious ones, for the ones to where it means something to you. Karate's been my lifeline. So my lifeline from what I want to give to it, I wanted to make sure that I was giving, not only, I don't want to say giving back because we're talking about the competition end. I wanted to make sure I did my best at that moment. Win, lose, or draw, again, it wasn't about winning everything. What it was about remembering me, making a statement, leaving my mark. I say that now in everyday life. Win, lose, or draw, I just want to make sure that you knew I, Regina Thompson, was there. That's what I want. I want everybody cannot win. Everybody cannot be on top of everything you do. None of us are perfect. I just want to be satisfied. I want to be content that I gave what I could give at that moment for the best or to the best thing that was presented to me. That's what I want to do. If it wasn't something that I was satisfied with or I was content with, then I want to do it again. I want my redo. I want to do over kind of thing. And that came with me with a few of my losses. When I would lose to certain people and these people deserve to beat me. These people were better and had a better day, trained harder or whatever it was. But in general, the times that I felt like I didn't produce or I wasn't satisfied, I needed to regroup. I needed to go back. I needed to do it again. And then that's what became rivalries. That's what became, yes, this person is as good as me, but each time we fight, I want to make sure that if I don't come out on top, I come out satisfied. I come out knowing that whatever they beat me with, it wasn't necessarily the same thing. Yep. They beat me in a different way, or I lost in a different way, because it wasn't that. A lot of times I didn't think that they beat me. I thought that I lost it myself. I didn't come out prepared in the manner that I wanted, especially when I met Plowden, Richard. It was a mind game and a mental stimulation in general that made me see my own self and what I wasn't doing versus what I was doing. So if I could produce and come out satisfied or come out to make sure that I was competing at a level that I was happy with, then bam, I didn't want those people to know or think they were better than me. They just beat me because I fell short.
Hey, tell them like it is. I like
That's
that.
just me and what I think, brother.
I like that.
You know, I beat myself.
Yeah, I like that. Big shout out to what that man name is, Hardball.
Oh,
Hardball.
You called him Archibald.
That's right, because he usually was playing Archie. But let me tell you, big shout out to that U of M yesterday, Michigan Wolverines, who played them Ohio State Buckeyes. I tell you, that was one game from beginning to end. That was a live
Absolutely,
game.
It was good. We watched it together, brother. I never heard you scream and cheer so loud.
And you know what? You have it. Not for a sports game.
Yes, because
I was in that.
Yes, you were. That was the home state for you, brother.
Yeah, just leaving there.
And then they were saying, I didn't know these statistics before we were watching the game, but it had been a while since Michigan had beat Ohio State. At least 6-7 years. So that win themselves. And then they were underdogs. Yeah. They were number 5, Michigan, and then Ohio State was number 2. Their defense was going to, from what they said, was going to crush.
Big shout out to that coordinator, 34 years old over there on that defense.
The little baby boy. Ooh, boy. Ooh. You better keep hope alive for all you guys that don't think you can do it because of your age.
I tell you.
That 34. Man was on a professional level leading his team nationally. One of the best teams in the country.
And they fucking defense showed up yesterday.
They absolutely did. And Hutchinson.
Yes, Hutchinson.
The running back, Hutchinson, I think.
Yes, Hutchinson, Hearing, Hastings,
something.
All them boys. All of them. It was a good game.
It definitely was.
Did not see it. Y'all better go back and watch it. It was a good game. Yeah. So
I want to tell you about my weekend. And then I'm gonna bring in and introduce I guess, because he should be kind of getting here with us here in a second. I actually went out to Atlanta.
ATL, shout it. Deuce up.
First, let me tell you about my week. I got there early. I got there a couple days before the event started. Um, Thursday, my brother, he actually took me to an Atlanta Falcons game. So that was like a good thing for me because outside of Texas, I'd never been to a professional sport game. Basketball, football, baseball, any of that. You know, I've been to a Dallas game, Houston, of course, all basketball, football, baseball. But outside of Texas, I'd never been. So one, that was great. That made my trip one of the most memorable trips because that was my first Atlanta game. Atlanta Falcons played the New England Patriots. I was about to say New Orleans, New England. So that was a good game. It wasn't that exciting. I got to heckle some fans, just like judges in tournaments. They were Patriots fans, and I was cheering for whoever to just for a good game. But that was great. And then Friday and Saturday, well, it was a 1-day tournament. I was able to go and for my first time go to Mr. Marcel, his tournament ATL, hand down, man down. It was my first all fighting tournament.
Ooh,
yes.
Oh shit.
And we're gonna have him pop on here in a second. We're waiting for him to kind of log on, and then we're gonna bring him on the show. Because one, I wanna get an idea of how he came up with this. And I know he's a fighter, but he is a martial artist, and he has a school, a very productive school, a good school with good foundation. So I would like to know how he came up with this, and then how it was a big tournament, a big ass tournament.
Was it?
Yes, sir. For all fighting, to me, karate is balanced. Yes, you have good forms competitors and good fighting competitors, but when you come or when you have a tournament and you leave or exclude one, I think it's hard to find the balance to have a decent, productive tournament. And his tournament was absolutely great to have it all fighting. I haven't yet been to a all forms tournament. Not sure I'll ever go, but you can invite me. I might show up as a spectator.
Oh wow, that's live.
I've never been to a tournament in that manner, and then to still see the support. And it wasn't his first time. I'm not sure how many years he's had it, but I'm sure it's been a few years.
Yeah,
So just in general to have that support. Everybody, he had masks, he had hand sanitizer, he had everything he needed to help protect, but he also had the support that he needed locally. And there were some of national people there. I didn't compete, of course, but I was there as a judge. I met some of their local stars, some that has lifted, Marcel himself, and some that has been there in the great state of Georgia, doing karate, traditional karate. So I had the opportunity. To me, it was like being somewhat at an AOK tournament here locally. The AOK is our base, our foundation. We have some other circuits now, but everybody, if you're in my era, you started out on AOK. And he had a good foundation. He had a good supporting some great kids. You were talking about the 5 and under, and I want to remember his name as Kyle. That little baby. I've never seen anybody, especially a little 5 and under or 6 and under, never seen anyone throw a back leg side kick like that. It was absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to meet the little boy again because he was great. And he also reminded me of you, brother, because he was little and petite. And then you know what he did? But it was cute when he lost. He cried. But it was cute because his loss told me how much he cared. And I saw how hard he tried. It's just the way things happen. And I told him that. I was like, if you had a reason to cry, I would be okay with it. But you have no reason. Losing, again, teaches you how to win. So losing, don't always think it's the worst thing that could happen. Sometimes it's the best thing that can happen because it grounds you, or it teaches you your own faults. It makes you aware of what you need to do to actually win, to be that champion. So that tournament was great. We're actually waiting on Mr. Marcel to kind of tap in. I don't want to give too much information as far as right now because I really have some questions and want to get his input and his his thoughts on his tournament. So
Don't worry, he's coming.
he's coming. I got a question though, since we're gonna move forward just a little bit until we get Marcel's locked in and on the backstage. But I also had another question. Um, and this pertains to coaching and when you're fighting. Because I got a chance to witness some coaching, and everybody that to me is a motivational person that has an idea of what it takes to win and be productive in sport karate, in point fighting, and kickboxing, what we do. I think that you can and do deserve to be a coach. But sometimes you being there as a coach, you can hinder your fighter. You can at that moment not be you can not be in a satisfactory manner against the competition. And when I say that, I mean that the competitor that your student or your fighter is fighting, you don't have a game plan. You can't get them over the hump, or you can't help them with those adjustments. And that's okay. My question to you, brother, and to everybody out there listening is, should you be allowed to swap out coaches during your fight?
We're gonna hit with this real quick. No, I'm playing. No, during the fight, I feel like no.
Okay.
I feel like during the division, yes.
Not during the middle of the fight.
Not during the middle of the fight. I think it's kind of whoever sits there has to deal with the strategy plan of what goes on. If you decide to sit there, you can't sit in for your you're not a substitute for the moment. You know, like I say, during the fight, no. During the division, yes. If you're able to make that person pull out. But if you sit in that chair, you have to be willing to strategize against the person that's in the other chair.
But what happens? That's my thing. What happens if you can't? How do you make those adjustments as a coach? How do you understand? Should you have a person next to you? See, my thought is, as long as it's just like a break, you can't call a timeout when you have timeouts if it's not on a break. You can't get certain judges to even look your direction if it's not doing a break. So my thought and my opinion is, during a break, in the middle of calling a point, you should be able to switch out coaches. And that's because you need to make that adjustment. As fighters, we need and want to make adjustments at all times. That's when you know and feel that you are that champion and can elevate. So why can't you have that coach be able to swap out to help you elevate? If I have a coach that is not on my level, I don't mean not on my level, but is not on the coaching level of my opponent. What if I lose that fight because I didn't have the coaching or the specific coach that I needed? Sometimes your best coach is coaching someone else. Sometimes you have a substitute coach for that reason, or a secondary coach for that reason, because you're all over the place coaching.
I definitely agree that I feel like it should be two coaches.
Two. You should have more than one. So that means if you have one coaching you and another one can step up during the fight, or do they still need to wait till after the fight?
I think if that chair is open, so let's say, honestly, I think you should better have two coaches. I really feel like I really like that that right there. But of course, here in the United States, we don't have that. We have the one coach in the coach's box. I feel like, but if let's say we do have the two coaches, if I have one sitting in that chair is open, then cool. During the break, come sit. Chair is open.
Okay.
If that chair is taken with somebody sitting in that chair, then I feel like that's on them. But
hey,
you know
brother.
what? I'm gonna go ahead and get forward because we got our guest. We got our guest.
We got him.
Our fucking guest is in the building.
My brother.
Hand him down.
My brother is here, brother. How you doing, Marcel?
I'm doing great, guys. How y'all doing?
We doing good now that we got you here. We were talking about the event. You know, my first question to you.
She come home with karate pants. I don't know why.
Uh-oh, that's right. I had to hide mine, brother.
I'm trying to get her back out there, Willie, but you know.
Don't worry. I told him I won't wear mine until he gets some. So I compromise.
That's a hint for both of y'all.
Yes, sir. And you know we coming. I told you I'll be back on that Thursday night. I got to figure out which Thursday I'm coming. I'll be there. We were talking, I was actually telling them how this was my first all fighting tournament. I had never been to one. And it was not only interesting because it was double elimination, but it was also packed. You had the support, you had the local support, you even had some top-notch national fighters. Yes, some of them were local, but then there were some that just wanted to be there to support you. Tell me how you got this all fighting tournament going. How did tell me how you did it.
It started about 12 years ago.
12. Okay.
Me and Ricky Murray and a group down here, we wanted to do something different, so we started doing them in the school. So we kind of started a league down here, and
Okay.
it didn't go the way we needed it to go, but I didn't quit. So now
Yes,
we have fighting tournaments down here.
okay.
Me and Tony, Mr. Williams, and Zach Ross, we all have one together, and then they all each have their separate one, and then mine's sort of the big one in November.
Okay.
So it's different.
Absolutely.
We're not there all day. We got in and we got out. I think we were done by 2:30.
Yes, sir.
My goal in the future is to keep it going and keep the event running faster. Maybe next year we'll have more divisions, more rings. We had 4. I think next year
Yes,
we'll
sir.
have 5 or 6 because we're joining the USA Karate Sport League, and
Okay.
they do all fighting.
Yes, sir. That's good. And who does that league?
Jeremy Rowe, guys out of
Okay.
Florida.
Out Florida. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And are you looking to actually keep this going as your main event, just fighting only, or will you add forms or weapons or anything, any of that?
No, I had a gold bar in July, and that's forms, weapons. We even added a King of the Ring. We added a flying sidekick contest, and next year at the gold bar, it's gonna be double elimination fighting also.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you, that was the other thing. You getting there with me, brother. With it being double elimination, tell me how you run your double elimination tournament.
And then you asked me if I entered on the double elimination.
Yes, sir. Will do.
Well, we have brackets, and we have a bracket sheet, and sometimes it get a little confusing because people don't know what we're doing. So we try to have sort of like a good meeting, try to let everybody know how we run those sheets, that double elimination, because the person that loses that fight, the first fight, he goes in like a loser bracket, and
Okay.
he has to sort of fight his way out of that loser bracket to
Back
get
to
back
the winning
in,
side.
get back to the winning side.
Okay. All right. And even if he wins, he doesn't, and when you say he fights, does he fight that same fight back to back, or does he get a break after he wins that first round?
He gets a break because he go into the loser bracket.
Okay.
So we try to finish the bracket first, and once we finish that bracket, then they put the people in the right bracket.
Okay.
So let's use 1, 2, 3. So let's use 1, 2, 3. Break it down for us.
When you say 1, 2, 3.
So let's do competitor 1.
So you have 3 competitors in the division.
So explain it to me with 3 competitors real quick, so everybody can get a better understanding.
So that's kind of interesting that you saying that, because that happened in the black belt division where it was 3 lightweights.
What? Yes, sir.
So the loser fought. I mean, the 2 guys fought, and the loser went into the losing bracket. So therefore, the third guy that got the bye, he had to fight the guy that lost first.
Yes, sir.
So now the guy that lost first is out. So
he gets that break. That's that break we were just talking about. That I asked you a break.
That's the break.
Yes, sir.
So now you got two fighters that have not lost a fight, so they got to fight till it's double elimination.
Okay. Understood.
Cause
So they keep fighting the two people that hadn't fought, one loser and then that new person, which was the bye. Those are the two people fighting.
Let's say number one beat number two, number
uh-huh,
three comes in and fight number two.
Yes, because number one
right,
won.
So now they both have a loss. What happens?
right.
So who fights number one?
The guy who lost first, he fights number two, and number two now fights number one, and neither one of those guys have a loss yet. So it's two people without a loss.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And that's your and you call it your double elimination bracket.
Double elimination. Whether
Bracket.
whether it's whether it's 3, 6, or 9, somebody's gonna get a bye in there,
Yes,
and
sir.
whoever
And then
gets
you
that
keep that
bye,
rotation going until you have one winner.
right?
Yes, sir. Okay. Understood. I like it. I definitely like it. Again, it was my first time going into that fighting only and then also having a double elimination. The only time we've done that would have been at Super Grands. During the end of
Right.
the year, you've already got your seeds and they already had their own type of system. So your system to me, it was just like brand new to me and I just need to watch. That's why judging with you, I had a lot of questions because I didn't want to get it wrong. It was new to me. I had some people tell me, well, this is the way he's run it before. So no problem. I need help when it comes to something like that when it's new. You get
And
that, Brad?
and, and it wasn't just all me. The four guys that we came together, and these rules are similar to regular, point fighting rules. It's just the brackets. You have to fight
Right.
twice, and
Yes,
in,
sir.
in each round, I mean, the winner, he's gonna really win
Okay.
because
Because
he's
he
gonna
gonna
be
really
fighting.
fight. Yes, sir.
He he got to fight. Say if it's 10 people in there,
That's a
his
lot of
job
fight.
is it's a lot of fighting.
Yes,
But
sir.
at the end of the day, he won.
Yes,
He
sir.
really had to fight. It's not like we go to a tournament and there's 3 people in the ring and that person, somebody gets a bye, you lose and you out. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. You keep going and you keep fighting and you make it like you really earned it. It's like
Right.
almost like being in the blood sport. You keep fighting.
And that's why the tournament's called Best of the Best.
Absolutely. And I
Hey.
like it. I can't wait to come back. It was great, brother. It was absolutely great. So you're gonna move to next year, you said, to the to Jeremy's division. I'm sorry, not division, to
His
his
league.
league.
Yeah,
So is his
that's the
league something
plan.
that's growing for them out there?
Yes, it is because everybody's sort of doing their own things, and it don't take but one somebody that runs a league to happen to them, and then what we're gonna do.
Okay, understood.
Hey now.
Understood. I love what you're doing out there, brother. I love what you're doing. Tell us your tournament that you said was in July. What league is that one with, or
That
is it
is
just independent?
that's a regional league, and it's under the All Star Karate League, which is Tony Young and
Okay.
Master Wong down in Columbus, IKC. It's a regular
Okay.
point league. It's a regular point league. It's a regular karate tournaments where it's forms, weapons, you name it.
Mhm.
But just at the gold bar, this gonna be my first time doing something different. And it's gonna be double elimination fighting. Uh,
Understood.
and it won't be double elimination like with the open weight in the King of the Ring. The way we do the King of the Ring, just like you play in the studio. The winner stays up.
Stays up.
And
Okay.
so it'll be money up for that. And
Okay.
the winner, hey, I hope it's a lot of people in that division. So that person say, hey, that King of the Ring
I
is
fought
different.
for that
It's only 1 point, but with that, it's a double elimination. Also, you have to beat that person twice
twice. Correct. So
in the King
everybody
of the Ring.
sometimes can have a good day, but when you can do it twice in one day, that means something.
Right.
Understood.
Just at the studio when the kids playing King of the Ring, they got to fight down to the winner. But the only thing we do different is you got to fight that person twice till both of y'all have a loss, and that person that wins stays up, and he keeps doing the same thing over and over again. And
Each round he moves up, his losses start over, or do he have to take that loss with him up?
his losses start over.
Oh, okay. All
His
right. That's
losses start
different. That's where
long as he got to win. He
So
got
we
to
make
win
it
out
three
of here.
rounds. We can get 3
Right.
rounds each fight.
And
you better
it can be 12 people. He gonna have to scrap.
Yes, sir. And I just want you to know I want to judge it. I'll be there.
Nah,
I'm in there.
that's all you're talking about judging. We don't need judges for that. They
Yeah.
got to scrap.
Oh, well,
It's for
no,
one
I want
point.
to. Okay, well, I'll be a spectator.
It's for 1 point that we're gonna scrap.
Well, brother, before we let you go, because we're starting to run out of time ourselves, but I had asked a question earlier before you kind of
Cause
logged
you're a
on.
badass coach, you're a badass fighter. Don't
Bam!
nobody know Marcel and Bernard Foss used to have some of the fucking wars back in the day.
Marcel used to have
Supergrads.
wars with everybody.
That's all right. And he
Is
came
it?
and he came out, but I tell you, him and Bernard Frost was just some
Absolutely.
hell of a events.
Those some big heavy guys.
And I love Bernard. You know, that's why I trained with him and everything. So I knew what he was doing to get prepared for Super Grants and everything. But to watch Marcel, the smartness,
Absolutely.
the ring using, the equipment using for them boys who don't know nothing about that.
That back fist. That is not many people you see throw that back fist like that, man. My first question to you is, when does intimidation, as a fighter, you're a fighter, I'm a fighter, when does intimidation become disrespectful?
Because he's from back from the old school, so he's been able to transition in these decades.
Yes, sir. When it on your
I fought with a lot of heavyweights, and just being in the ring with someone was intimidating.
Yes,
But,
sir.
Nasty
I had
Yes.
Richard Anthony. I had Nasty.
Yes, sir.
Harry, all those
They
guys.
intimidate me to this day, sir. So I understand.
But you hear them automatically. Just being in the ring with their name was intimidating.
So when you at the tournament and these guys think they tough, you look across the ring, you look at them, you laugh because it's not a shark. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
You're intimidated by somebody that can really hurt you and really fight. Not
Yes,
just
sir.
no damn, not just tag.
Yes, sir. They haven't even hit you yet.
Yeah. So you look across the ring, you say, "Oh, I'm in trouble today," or "I got to scrap. I got to be ready."
Yes, sir. I just want to be there. I want to make sure I'm felt.
But
yeah.
But coming back to what you said, you don't have to do a lot of trash talking and acting crazy to get that respect and to intimidate somebody. If you're a good fighter and you can really scrap, it's intimidation itself. Because when you walk in the door, you come to the tournament to win just like they do. But somebody's scared of you, just like you may be afraid of them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I definitely.
You don't have to do a lot of talking, you know.
Just perform.
Trash talk anyway. We trash talk anyway, but trash talk. Sometimes trash talk can get to another level, and it should be.
Absolutely. Confidence is not disrespectful. That's just my opinion. Yes, sir.
Well, I owe Marcel an apology.
Why is that?
He coached at 2000, I think 14 Super Grands, and I fought Kevin.
Oh, okay.
And I shit talked, and I shit talked because I felt
that
was
intimidation, brother. That was intimidation.
That's great.
And
you were intimidating him, or he was?
No, I ain't had to fight him. It wasn't me.
And he know, like,
yes, sir.
He know how I felt. He know how him and I talked about it.
I know how you felt, but boy, it was about to be some problems, and you let it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, I feel that. But that's the love that we have, the passion, the competitiveness, and what we leave in the ring. What y'all did or whatever happened, because I don't know. You guys both know what y'all talking about. But whatever it was, it stayed in the ring. And then outside the ring, we family, we friends, we all of this. Because we love the same thing.
I fought
right, because at a karate tournament, that's how I feel. If I want to get you back, I'm going to get you back.
Right, yes, sir. It won't be at a tournament for points.
If you don't piss me off, you know it. You going to know it.
Sir. Absolutely. I get it, sir. And I totally agree with you. I got one more question, and this comes from your coaching standpoint. Because I know you have a whole team, and you have a whole team with your whole blood children that compete on this team. So in general, to me, you have to find balance. Okay. Now, my question to you is, should a coach be able to be replaced in the middle of a fight? So if you have, let's say Trey is fighting someone and someone else is coaching Trey because you had to coach Jalen. But the moment Jalen fights over, should you be able to replace whoever was coaching him, or should it just be bam, it stays the way it is? Because at this point, Trey needs another coach to help him adjust and get over that hump with that fighter he's fighting. What do you think about that?
I think they need to be replaced. The reason why is because whoever's there don't know my fighter or my son the way I know him, and
Yes, sir.
they can't give him what he need to get over that hump at that time.
Yes, sir. I
So
agree.
I think it should be a coaching change. I hope
Okay.
I hope that comes one day.
Yes, sir. I agree.
But I think so because don't nobody know my son like I
The way
know him.
you know him. Yes, sir. I agree.
Uh,
I agree.
I
And I do
I train
believe
them.
that you go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
train them, so I know what they can do. I know what they need to do, and they're gonna listen to me more than they're gonna listen to somebody else.
Right, because you daddy too. Believe me, I
Yeah,
get it. It has a yes, it's a different thing to me that you have to find balance, but also you can get to them the way no one else can.
and
Um,
we communicate a little bit better. You know, sometimes I might be saying something that they don't want to hear, but they don't say it. They just show me in their face expression, and I like, okay, we try something else. So
right.
yes,
I understand, and I agree with that. I think that there should be at least two judges. I'm sorry, not judges, but
two
coaches
coaches,
on the stage, and it's like
Period.
NBL
Period.
was, when you can call a timeout, it had to be on a break. I think that if you want to replace a coach, it needs to be during a break. And that's just to keep the fight going, because I think the way I train kids or coach someone, I want to make sure that they can make that adjustment to get over the hump. And if I have a coach that is technically not ready or can't get me over that hump, I think that you should be able to swap them out. I do.
all right. So is there a rule that you can't? I haven't seen it in the book.
Well,
Is there a
from
rule?
NASCA, from what I haven't read a rule and I don't know specifics, but what I do know is you can't get up out that seat when you're coaching at NASCA. So my opinion is, or my thought is, you can't substitute your coach because you can't get up out of the seat.
And there's no timeouts.
Exactly. Exactly.
So do you
So,
think we should have timeouts back?
well, not back. NASCA never had
Uh,
one. So you think NASCA should add one?
NASCAR never had it.
NASCA's in line with NBL. So like
But
if
then
Well,
no, they don't have
when
the
I
same
first
rule.
started fighting during my fighting league, I did it. We had 10 seconds.
Did
We
you?
had 10 seconds. Yeah,
Okay.
we did. We did. Because
if
I
a
like
nurse
it.
I took it from the NBL because I'm just gonna say it. We used to have to fight over there.
Absolutely.
Nobody know how hard we used to have to fight. We used to have to fight.
Who you telling? I fought I got jumped at a karate tournament.
last 30 seconds the
NBL
clock
tournament.
stops. You
Yes.
know, every
And what do you think
class.
about that rule? Do you think the clock should stop every 30 seconds?
I think so because some people
I-
place it in that point to where they're walking to the line and fucking
Wasting
inducing,
time.
wasting time, and you got some judges who take some time to call points still,
Yes.
who can't read 3 or 2.
Yes.
You only need 3 people or 2 people.
I
So
understand.
and it takes some.
But you guys got to understand. A lot of the referees, they're the referee, not fighters, so they don't understand.
Hey,
Yes, sir. I want to say
whoa.
I want to say that at your event, and I wasn't offended. I didn't feel any type of way, but one of your masters or your legendary local fighters out there told or said something about my speed calling, that he felt like that it was influencing the judges. And my thought was, you need to stop with that. My thought was, I am a fighter and I know what I like. And when I judge, I want to judge it the way I would be if I was out there fighting. And he was very polite. It wasn't like he was rude or anything. But when he said it, it was just like, that's not influence. That's not influencing the judge. You stop it. You pressing these damn buttons over here. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I like to see. I like to hit hard.
Oh.
So that's what I like to see. Hit hard.
Yes.
If you out there fight, you know, I don't want to tag. I mean, that's what we do. But I like to see hard fighting. I teach my sons to get respect by hitting someone. I teach my students the same way. I teach my students the same way. Hit someone.
I already
And my
told
motto is hand down.
man.
And I
Yes,
promise
sir.
you to God, he means that.
And I promise you to God that I enforce that here in Texas.
Oh no,
There's people that's gonna knock the hell out of
enforced
you.
everywhere. 'Cause
Absolutely.
everybody know who that meant and where it come from.
That's it.
And I tell you, he come with a squad.
Sir, I fought his daughter, his son. Trey hit me, but didn't hit me.
Ma'am.
He swung at somebody else, but When?
but he knocked me out.
Well, that's true.
I had a concussion. I wasn't fighting.
He
So then
smashed you like a
when I
grape.
did fight him, I said, please don't hit me like you did before. Please.
Please.
Mister,
He said,
please.
he looked at you. He said, you gonna eat your cornbread?
I said, you can have it.
All right, y'all. Look, we having fun over. First of all, I want to thank you, brother,
Yes,
for coming.
taking time out for us.
Yes.
And I want to thank you guys for having me, because nobody else showed me that kind of love and that kind of respect, because I'm one of the world champions that nobody knows about, nobody thinks about. I'm the most underrated world champion there is.
I can believe it. You know what? I can honestly believe you.
Marcel, I can believe it. But I tell you what, I got to see you fight.
I got to witness it.
I watched you win world titles. Not giving world titles. I know you had to fight somebody.
And not only did he give them, he trained other fighters. That means he is himself his own champion and can produce champions. You don't take that away from anybody.
No. So ain't no underrated. I'm happy that you even had time to come out and share.
I'm happy y'all had time to have me.
Yes, sir. You know not a problem, brother. Anytime you come back, you got some ideas.
I like y'all show because it's called Raw.
And you know what, Marcel, you was there when we first started the show. You was there at Diamond Nationals with us when we did it, the first Raw.
That's it. We was uncensored, but we went raw.
With you, baby.
That's it. When we had fun and did
diamonds, enjoying that diamonds.
You can come back anytime, brother. I would like to have somebody that looked better than him, because he absolutely ugly.
Y'all silly.
Pull her wig off, Miss Charlotte.
No, Miss Charlotte, we cool. We friends. No, I'm gonna get her to poke you in your ass with a needle.
Whoa.
Y'all is crazy. Y'all is crazy.
Love you, brother.
I love you, brother.
I
love you.
All right.
You take care. You give Miss Charlotte and Miss Dee Dee some love for me. Give Miss Dee Dee some love. Tell AJ I'll be back. We can cuddle.
All right. I tell Miss Dee Dee I give Miss Dee Dee some love. I love y'all too. Bye bye.
All right. Love you too, Marcel.
All right. Thank you, brother. All righty.
All right. Now, as we wind down on our show,
yes, sir.
Get to our quotes of the day. You got our quotes of the day.
Go ahead, brother. I got mine. Let me get my life right.
Get your life right. Get your life right. Is B Works in the building? Has B Works went to sleep? Is B Works in the building? Has B Works went to sleep?
I think she meditating.
Okay. Meditate.
Hey, meditate. Come floating out of there like a songbird.
B Works.
Get it. That's what it do.
Here go one. All right, y'all.
All right, brother. I got you.
I be talking to the Rev. He be giving me some things to say to the world. This is one right here. You are getting distracted again. You got dreams to chase, not people to impress. You are getting distracted again. You got dreams to chase and not people to impress. Ooh, that was nasty. All right. Now, this little bit of for the soul, because the soul needs a little bit of food in it, because y'all fed your belly. Now we're going to feed the soul. The best thing about life is that everything I've lost has been replaced with something better. I never lacked. I just transitioned. That right there, boy. Woo. That's for some of y'all who think I'm playing for you.
Absolutely, bro.
The best thing about life is that everything I've lost has been replaced with something better.
It means elevation.
I never lacked. I just transitioned.
Hey.
Woo.
That's it.
Go ahead, sis.
That means you elevated, you changed, you upgraded.
That's it.
That's what's up. All right. Well, mine it was more meant for me as far as more of just empowering myself. I told you a few weeks ago I had a little brain fart, and
of course,
kinda wasn't it where I wanted to be and didn't need to be. So this was just a little bit more motivation for myself. When you can't control what's happening, change yourself to control the way you respond to what's happening. That's where your power is.
Ooh. Whoa.
K.O.
Knock their ass right about the park with that.
Hey, one more time for the good time. When you can't control what's happening, challenge yourself to control the way you respond to what's happening. That is where your power is.
Whoa.
I like that one. I liked it. And one more. But I'm gonna go back one more time for the good time. If it's out of your hands, excuse me. If it's out of your hands, it deserves freedom from your mind too.
Damn.
Hoo-hoo.
Let me get
Woody woo.
whoa.
Y'all, one more time for the good time. If it's out of control, if it's out of your control, it deserves to be out of your mind.
Hey, y'all hear that? B-Works, come on, swing over here, dog. Come give us some of that. Huh? I don't know. You're going to have to sit right here with us. Come on. You know. We got our B-Works in here. You know, she's going to give a few minutes to break down a few things, and then we're going to close y'all on out.
This is so cool. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, welcome.
Give me my welcome.
Yes. Oh.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and thank you very much. So yeah, I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I did. I was with my family. But yeah, it was all good. So the first quote, well, actually, I'm gonna go backwards because
do your thing.
Because Mimi had the ones
It's
that
on
I was
you.
like,
Do
oh,
your
my
thing.
gosh. So the first one she did was when you can't control what's happening, challenge yourself to control the way you respond to what's happening. That's where your power is. And so recently, well, I'm going to say that again. When you can't control what's happening, because we don't know what's going to happen, challenge yourself to control the way you respond. That's where your power is. So with that quote, I can only just use my own personal example when I've responded to something that I probably could have responded to it a little differently, which goes along with her other quote. It's like when things are out of control, when things are out of your control, it deserves freedom from your mind too. So both of those quotes kind of together, I can just really say that I've had experiences where I've responded differently to a certain situation. I responded a good way, and I've responded a bad way. But it's the practice of how you respond. Like really, just as a human, we are human and we get angry sometimes, or we get upset, or we are overwhelmed by something. And so we may respond in our past, like how we used to respond to something, or we'll respond to what's a defense mechanism for us. Like for me, it may be punching a wall or hitting somebody or saying something. I don't really like to cuss people out, and I don't like to use a lot of foul language towards people, but it'll be something like that that's out of my character. So we have to just remember like our character. Remember who you are, like get that foundation stronger, and just yourself. And each challenge that we come against, we have to practice a better response. Like it's gonna build up. Shit gets hot, it gets heated day to day. It's about to be 2022. Like for real, a whole new year is coming. So that grants and merits a whole new way to respond to things. And I read something that says you'll never regret being kind. And so it's like when you respond in a way that you can do better, the outcome can be totally different. That's what we want to do.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah.
It's hard though, I mean,
that.
like responding to shit is hard. And so if it's out of our hands, which a lot of situations that we deal with, I think some of us create them. Like you know how you can create stuff for yourself and make your own hands be the bearer of bad news. But I believe that when it is out of our hands, that's when we give it to a higher power, which is the freedom from your mind. The higher power has the ability to handle the situation better than we can. It will be the response. That's how we have to respond, which is freeing our mind of it. And lately I've been dealing with some situations that I haven't felt like I can free my mind of. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is going on. Um, I can't believe this is happening to me. And I'm trying to use my hands and use my mind and my heart and my physical body to try to deal with it and try to accept it and go on with it. But at the same time, my mind deserves freedom from it.
Give it to that thing right
Indeed.
there. He will
Indeed.
take it on. He will take it to the Lord.
Hey, hallelujah.
Sing it, baby.
Hallelujah. Okay. The beautiful thing about life is that you can always change, grow, and get better. You are not defined by your past, and you aren't your mistakes. That quote I read from one of y'all's phones.
Hey, might be mine. Hey, it's all right. Look, yeah,
but
hey, it something to both of us.
The beautiful thing about life is that you can always change, grow, and get better. You aren't defined by your past. You aren't your mistakes.
That's you. That's who it
All
was.
right, that's
Okay.
me.
I have you on the other paper.
Good. All right.
But people make
Yes.
mistakes.
Hey,
You know what I mean? Like,
all the way.
look,
I ain't defined by what I used to do.
She didn't have
No.
any specific ones to read. She just came on here and just broke something down for y'all ass to understand.
Right. And at the end of the day, don't judge nobody. Like, don't be judging people.
Hey.
Stay real. Stay 100. Mind your own business. That's for the IDAGF song.
If you can't mind
All
your own
right.
business,
Thank you, B-Works. Thank you, B-Works, for
Ah,
coming on
indeed.
here with us. Yeah, y'all got it first. Y'all got it first. Y'all got it first. Y'all got it first. Y'all got it first here from us. So as we wind down and we, get ready for the new week,
yes.
I hope everybody have a blessed one. Big shout out to our sponsors.
Yes.
You see, I got it on today just so I don't be forgetting what they fucking say.
Mine say raw. Me, and lump.
Well, mine says fists, kicks, flicks, and chill.
And slap you upside your head.
No. Don't nobody slap me upside my head.
I do. And Pooh. She get you.
Whatever.
All right,
shout
y'all.
out to CTE. I hope y'all have a good week.
Yes.
Blessing. Look forward to getting ready for December, guys.
That's
it.
right.
It's our last month.
End
Make
of the
sure
year.
that you being mindful. It's our last month.
That's it.
We lost a lot of people this year.
Yes. Stay positive. If you can't say anything, you can't do anything.
Me. You can say it to me. I get cussed out
Stay
all the time.
positive.
I get cussed out all the time. So call
I try my best every day. I have to cuss him.
If you want somebody to cuss your ass back, call my grandma. She got you.
Ooh, and she'll cut you.
All right, y'all. This is the Raw, the Lump, and Mimi show.
He lying. All right, y'all. Have a good week.
Yeah, we catch y'all later, baby.